Y'all, welcome back to the video. Holy shit, I just finished watching UFC 323, and this was an insane card, y'all. And I'm talking, this shit was generational. Like, this is one of the best pay-per-views we've had in, like, forever. Like, we've had some crazy fight nights where it's like, there was, like, some really insane fights on there for, like, most of them. But this is one where we've had a crazy pay per view of like even the high level fights delivering, except for a few. Like it was insane, insane card. One of the best cards of the year. So much crazy shit happened, dude. Piotr Jan won, and I was not expecting this guy to win. I was like, he got dominated by Marab the first time. Marab's literally doing nothing but improving, and Piotr Jan went out there and just beat the shit out of him. Like that was either a 50-45 or a 49-46. And most of the judges scored at 49-46. Insane. Literally insane. Like, round one, goes out there and he's trying to box them. He's trying to strike them. He's landing some good shots. And then Piotr Jan is like, dude, does his downloading data shit. Cracks Marab with a huge jab right in the nose and like busts his nose open and cuts him. And Marab already has like a fucked up, like massive ass nose. So his nose got so beaten up in this fight. Like his nose was like destroyed, bro. So it was insane. And then Marab just starts spam wrestling him, but gets no takedowns. I mean, he gets him down at some points, but he doesn't really like take him down all the way, right? So but yeah, Piotr had great technical defense. His technical defense in this fight was generational. Like he had good technical defense in the first fight, but he still got taken down a lot just because Marab spammed takedowns. But in this fight, Jan was getting up to his feet. He was like getting away from the cage. He was getting distance. Like he was making sure Marab was not gonna like spam wrestle him, and it was working. Like it literally was. And then at like the end of the round, like he like cracked Marab in the body like really really badly. So it's like like just nasty. Yeah, but crazy takedown defense from Piotr. Wait, is that the round where he cracked him in the body really hard? Yeah, I think it was. And then yeah, but no, he was just messing him up on the feet. He was landing good in the feet, got the jab that like busted him, and then was like I think cracked him in the body at the end of that round. So I gave that round to Piotr on damage, even though Marab had a lot more control time. Round two, Marab still can't take Jan down. And then Jan just decides, you know what I'm going to do? Bitch, I'm a grappler too. Starts taking down Marab. He takes down Marab immediately, gets the first takedown of the fight. And Marab immediately reverses it, and it's like, oh yeah, I was like screaming at the fight. I was like, dude, Jan, you fucked up, you dumbass. And then Jan immediately gets back up to his feet, doesn't entertain any grappling, and then he just starts landing nasty, nasty shots. Like, boom, body shots, head shots, like busting that cut open worse. And then, so I would give that one to Jan too. And then it's like, dude, Daniel Cormier, that fat piece of shit on the commentary. You know, I would still say this is 2-0 Marab. I heard that and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is not 2-0 Marab. Like, dude, Jan is busting him up on the feet. Like, Jan was busting up, but he didn't get taken down at all. I think maybe one takedown landed at this point. I think Marab only got 2 takedowns the whole fight, maybe 3. And it's like, dude, what is Daniel Cormier fucking talking about? I would still say it's 2-0 Marab. And then we go to round 3. Marab's face is already just busted up. His nose is bleeding everywhere. He's busted up. Piotr Jan goes, they get in the clinch. Marab's trying to take him down again. Can't take him down. Jan picks him up, slams him right in the shoulder, almost on the head. And then like they battle a lot more. Marab picks him up at one point, gets like a good takedown of picking him up and then dunking him. But then Jan just gets right back up. Dude gets right back up. And then at this point, Jan looks a little bit gassed, and his body language isn't looking good. And it's like, okay, here's where the tide's turning. Here's where Marab's gonna start messing up. And then Marab starts like cardio mogging him. He starts emoting on him. He like hits him with a really good shot and emotes on him. And it's like, okay, yeah, I would say to go. But oh, yo, this was the round. This is the round where Rob hits him in the body with like a good ass, I think it was a kick or something, or maybe a good ass body shot, and it like busts his body really bad. he had like this huge reaction to it too. He like screamed. If I don't, I think if I remember correctly, he like screamed out. He's like, and he's just holding his body with his hand, and it made me think that he like the kick hit his hand and like broke his hand. Like Pantoja's fucked. So it made me think that he busted his hand, but we watched the replay, he just hit him right in the liver, and then Petr Yan sees that, and then he just starts messing up. Now this was, I think round 3 was the closest round, maybe round 1 too. Maybe those would be the only rounds you could even give to Merab. I still gave him both to Yan because of the damage. So I would say Yan won round 3 on damage too. And then you go to round 4. And then, by the way, at the beginning of the fight, why is Merab, at the beginning of round 4, why is Merab's corner, oh, yo, you're probably up 3-0, but he could have taken that last one. Dude, what the fuck is his corner talking about? Because he was down 3 on my scorecard. And then, dude, Yan takes down Merab, like, again, and then he just starts spamming body kicks. Like, boom, 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 boom. Just starts spamming that shit, dude. Busting his body. Merab is, like, hurt to the body. He's rushing in, thinking he's gonna get him. Yan is just cracking him bad. I think that was Yan's best round. Busted his nose up really badly. His nose is, like, bleeding. He's, like, gushing blood everywhere. His face is gushing blood. He gets onto Merab. He gets onto Pantoja's, Petr Yan's back. And he's like leaving stains of blood on Yan's back, which is how messed up he is. How much messed up his face is. His big ass nose is like, it's like split in half. And then Yan just beats him up to the body that whole round. And then round 5, Merab starts trying to do crazy shit, but it's just not good enough, dude. Petr Yan is just so good on the feet. And I thought Petr Yan was running out of cardio. I really did. In the 3rd round, his body language wasn't looking good. And I was like, oh yeah, this is the tide's turning. But no, dude, Yan just fucked him up on the feet. Like, insane. Like, he's the champion. I used to hate Merab, but I became a really big fan of him with, like, his antics, and how he promotes his fights, and how active he is. And it's sad, you know, Merab's, I mean, I guess Petr Yan's more entertaining than Merab, but it's like, no other champion's gonna fight 4 times a year to defend the title. That's not, dude, that's, no champion is gonna defend the title 4 times in a year. I'm sad Merab lost. Like, I know he's not the most entertaining, but, dude, no champion besides him is going to defend the title 4 times in a year. Like, get ready for 2 fights a year max. And I get Petr Yan's more entertaining from like most people think, but it's like, I really was liking Merab. I was loving when he was emoting on people. Except that one time he threw a fit about Tim Welsh yelling at him. That was the only time I didn't really like Merab. Thought it was funny when he held Aldo up against the cage, because I hate Aldo. And then Merab was just, and then like when he was like emoting on Umar Nurmagomedov, that was like such a great, that was just that whole thing was awesome. He submitted Shadow Valley, and then he's just fighting 4 times a year, dude. Nobody else is gonna do that. Like, I'm sorry, with when we have Islam, Ilya, and Khamzat as champions when they're so inactive, it's like Merab is like a blessing to have. It's like we're not gonna get a champion like that again. But, dude, let's talk about Yan. Yan is so good. I guess that injury in the first fight really was that big of a deal. Because when he had both his hands, like, he was messing Merab up. Messing him up, dude. And I didn't think he could pull it off, but he pulled that shit off. Good for Yan, bro. Good for Yan. I mean, it's sad we're not going to get 4 title fights a year anymore, but, you know, good for Yan. This was a monstrosity. I mean, I love it for Joshua Van, because I love Joshua Van. He's one of my favorite fighters right now. Sucks for Pantoja, dude. Dude, Pantoja comes out there like a fucking madman, and he's pressuring the shit out of Van, running at him, body shots, headshots, going crazy. I think Van only landed like 1 or 2 strikes. What's the fucking... Can I see the results? Like the strike results? You can. What are the strike... Fuck. What are the strike numbers on this? Yeah, Van only landed 2 strikes. I mean, Pantoja landed like 6, so not a lot. But, dude, he goes out there like a madman, bro. He goes out there like a freaking madman and just starts spamming on him. Then he throws a head kick at Van. And Van's, like, confused. You can tell Van was not expecting that shit. Because he, like, clinches with Pantoja. And you would think it's Pantoja going to be the one, like, trying to initiate that shit, like the grappling and stuff. But Van is, like, freaked out, and he starts clinching. And then he finally gets on the feet, and he starts getting more comfortable. And then he starts landing back. I think he landed 1 or 2 shots. And then, like, Pantoja does a head kick, wraps around the back of Van's head. Van is like, fuck you, bitch. Grabs his leg, chucks Pantoja over, just straight chucks him, like, throws his ass. And then Pantoja posts up with his arm. And it just straight, that shit just on that shit. It's gone. His arm snaps in half. He's dead. His arm is dead. He's never fighting again, dude. His arm is fucked. Like, imagine the Anderson Silva thing where he snapped his leg in half. Dude, imagine that on the floor. Like, his arm, it twisted out of place. It looked like an action figure when you pop their sockets out. Dude, he's fucked. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't fight again. Dude, especially with how old he is. How old is he? It doesn't even say. I think he's in his, I think he's 36, 35. No, he's not that old. He's 34, right? I don't know. But he's an unk. Maybe he's 30. No, he's not 36. I don't know. I actually have no clue how old he is. I thought he was 36, but I was like, wait a minute, he can't be 36 because there was the whole 35 curse of winning the title. Oh, but he won the title 2 years ago, so maybe he won it when he was 34. Anyways, doesn't matter. Van grabs him and chucks him over, and it snaps his arm in half. And it's good. I don't think Van did that on purpose. I think he was just trying to chuck him over. So I can't be like, oh, masterful skill for performance by Van. It sucks for Pantoja, dude, because his arm, it wasn't just a simple dislocation, because we've seen dislocations like that before from that same type of maneuver. Dude, his shit snapped. You could see his bones, bulging out in places where they shouldn't be in that. So that slow-mo is nasty, dude. That slow-mo is worse than the Anderson Silva leg break. That was so bad. His arm is fucked, dude. Here's the thing. Van took 6 shots. Let's go down here. Tyra took 9. Y'all. Listen to me. If Pantoja, I wouldn't be surprised. Let me tell you, maybe I'm overreacting, but I wouldn't be surprised if Pantoja doesn't fight again after this, ever, if the injury's just bad enough to retire. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm making it out to be, but his arm looked fucked, dude. I see that shit, and I'm like, dude, Unk is done. Unk is done. Even if Pantoja fights again, he's gonna need probably 6 months to a year off, at least. Probably 8 to 10 months, I would say, for that arm. So Pantoja, dude, Van took 2 shots or 6 shots. Tyra took 9. Dude, run Tyra versus Van in March. Put it on that card with the BMF belt as the co-main event between Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira. I didn't do a reaction to that. Great fight, by the way. So hyped for that. Dude, put it as the co-main event to that. I mean, fuck. I would say run it as the co-main event to the February card, but they already announced the full February card, and Dan Hooker's the main event versus Benoit Saint Denis. Great fight, too, by the way. So I don't think they do that. I mean, it should have another title fight. I mean, why not throw another title fight on there? Because it could have more fights. I think it only has 13 on there right now. Dude, run Van versus Tyra right now. Even if you're trying to hold off for the rematch. And Joe Rogan was being a go. I normally don't like him, but he was being a go in the interview, and he was like, well, you didn't take a lot of shots. You could probably fight against Stuart Taylor pretty soon. Yeah, no, do that shit. Run that shit early next year. Because Van. Van had 5 fights this year. Van is a go. He had 5 fights this year. And dude, let's talk about something else. Merab had 4 title defenses in a year. And that's crazy work. Most people don't ever be pulling off shit like that. But so if he defended his title 4 times in a year, you would have to say he's the fighter of the year, right? But Van just went out there, 5 fights in a year, and won the title from it. I think Van may have just stolen Merab's fighter of the year spot. Let's look up, when was his fights, actually? When was this? Did he have his loss? I know he lost recently. No, he didn't lose this year. Oh, he only had 4 fights this year, but he had 4 fights in but he fought in December. Damn, dude, he fights. He's so active. I love Van. Van is a GOAT, dude. He's so active. Okay. So Reyes, Syria, Bruno Silva, ranked #1 contender, title. Dude. Van's fighter of the year. You can't give Marab fighter of the year. You can't give Waldo Cortez fighter of the year because he lost. Dude, give Van fighter of the fucking year. I swear, if they give it to Islam again, I'm gonna kill someone because they always be giving it to. They give fighter of the year to Islam when all he did was beat Volk twice in a year. When Sean Strickland literally fought 3 times in a year, one against a ranked opponent, one against a prospect, and then won the title on short notice. Like, dude, Sean Strickland was obviously fighter of the year, but then they give it to Islam. Dude, Van's fighter of the year. Van's my GOAT. Give him everything. Van's a GOAT. This fight pissed me off. What was Brandon Moreno doing, bro? Like, okay, round 1 was decent. Like, okay, not really. Tara goes for a takedown. Brandon Moreno goes out there in this weird, like, hunched over stance. You can tell he is this man is terrified of the takedown. He is terrified. Like, Dean Thomas came in there and he was like, dude, why doesn't Tetsuya Tara just front kick him? Because he came in there hunched over like a garden gnome, trying to not get taken down. Tetsuya Tara takes him down, and then as he's taking him down, Moreno jumps over him and gets him in like a reverse triangle from bottom position, and like holds him there the whole round. And Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier on commentary, oh, it's almost in. He's in big trouble. And dude, Tetsuya is there. He's fine. The triangle isn't even on his neck. He's fine. He's just chilling there. And he just chills there for the whole round and doesn't do anything. Like, he doesn't really even try to do anything. And it's like, dude, knee the body of Moreno at least. Like, knee him in the body. Like, I don't know why you're not doing that. But Brandon Moreno doesn't even make any adjustments. He just, like, sits there and he tries to hold that triangle for the whole round. I mean, he does until the very end. Tetsuya Tara gets out and then just starts spamming. He gets out and knees him, like, 5 times in the face. And it's like, dude, give Tetsuya Tara the round on damage. I don't care about that dumb triangle. Give him the round on damage. And I picked Moreno, by the way. I picked Moreno. And I'm sitting here being like, dude, give Tetsuya Tara the round. Because, like, what the fuck is Moreno doing? He's like, holding a triangle that's not even in, while Joe Rogan's, like, creaming on commentary, oh, he's in big trouble there, Bitch, it's not even close to being in. Shut the fuck up, bro. Anyways. And then round 2, crazy grappling exchange. Tetsuya Tara is so good at grappling, bro. He's so good at grappling. He immediately gets the back, body triangles the shit out of him. And then instead of trying to submit him, he gets on his back, flattens him out, and just starts TKOing him. Okay, I said early stoppage immediately because the shots Moreno was being hit with weren't that hard. I mean, they were hard at the beginning, but they weren't, like, finishing shots. They weren't shots that would be like, oh, we can't let this guy take any more of these. They weren't hard, like, finishing shots. But Moreno just sat there and just put his arms in the way and just didn't really do anything. He, like, kind of just shrimped up, didn't really do shit. And it's like, I think an early stoppage because, like, those weren't really finishing shots that would, like fuck him up, you know? But I'm not going to complain because, dude, Moreno wasn't really making an effort. What the fuck was Moreno doing? Like, genuinely, you came in there hunched over like a garden gnome, terrified of being taken down, and then you immediately get taken down both times, like, boot lock in. Good for Tetsuya Tara. This is better for the sport, by the way. Moreno should not be anywhere near the title because he lost 3 times. Actually, Moreno versus Van would be a pretty fun fight. Moreno winning and then Moreno fighting Van would have been really interesting, but I think Tetsuya Tara versus Van would be really fucking good, and I would pick Tetsuya Tara to win that just because of how good his grappling is. I would actually pick Tetsuya Tara to win. Especially with how it looked in this fight. Again, we didn't really see much of him on the feet, so we don't really know if he's improved his striking. But I would say Van has worse grappling than Royval. So I think Tetsuya Tara would beat him. But no, run this fight in February, in March, make it the co-main event to the Holloway versus Oliveira fight. Or maybe make it the main event, make the BMF title co-main, who cares? Dude, this fight was fucking generational. I love Peyton Talbot. Peyton Talbot's in my top 10 favorite fighters. Dude, let me tell you something. Peyton Talbot, a lot of fighters will go out there, they'll be a prospect, they lose once, and they, like, kill themselves. No, I mean, like, they'll lose once, and they'll just, like, be, like, a sad sack of shit and not, like, lock in. And they'll make the same mistakes every fight, and then they'll, like, fall off. Dude, when I tell you, Peyton Talbot lost to Ronnie Barcelos, whatever the fuck his name is. And he locked in, dude. He locked in. He did. He looked good against Lima. He looked good in the grappling. And let me tell you, he came out in this fight like a champion. Like a fucking champion. He went out there, took down Cejudo, dude. Let's break it down. Round 1, Talbot is landing huge strikes. Like, okay, Cejudo starts landing some good leg kicks at first. And Cejudo looked good. Let me tell you, I like Cejudo. He did good in this fight. He does good in all of his fights, even when he loses. Like, he rocked Marab. He was doing good against Song Yadong. And he has urgency. He's not one of those fighters that starts losing and then he's, like, content to lose. He'll, like, go out there and, like, have some urgency with it. So this wasn't even, you can't even be like, oh, Cejudo's washed. He did not look washed in this fight. He looked amazing in this fight. But and he's landed some good leg kicks, like rocking Payne Talbot's legs around with his leg kicks. And then Payne Talbot just starts 1-2 combo, boom, right in the chin. Because Cejudo got a big-ass head, and he just starts rocking that head, dude. And then his hands look good. And then he, does this eye poke against Cejudo, which when you look at the replay, it looks like he kind of just shoved his finger in his nose. But that's a whole thing. Maybe I just didn't rewatch it good enough. But then Payne Talbot's like, no, sorry, dude. Then it's fine. They're chill. They go back to fighting. And then, Payne Talbot's hitting him on the feet. And then, dude, they get in a clinch. Payne Talbot trips him out, takes him down, and then fucking sticks his tongue out, looks at the camera, and just goes, ah! Dude, Payne Talbot is my goat, bro. Because, what the fuck? I gotta find a picture of this shit. Y'all need to see this shit. They probably have it on images. Do they not have... Dude, what? He just fucking... Dude, I'm telling you, Payton Talbot with the afro is a mythical fighter. As soon as he loses his afro, he gets dominated by Harney Barcelos. He gets his afro back, he does this shit. Payton Talbot with the afro is a mythical fighter, bro. Because, takes down Cejudo. This dude, he is an Olympic gold medalist. Payton Talbot's just a random dude that was getting dominated in the grappling by Harney Barcelos. That's what I'm talking about. I heard some people on Twitter being like, oh, how good is Harney Barcelos? No, because Payton Talbot was not this good against Harney Barcelos. Payton Talbot was bad in grappling. He was just objectively bad in grappling. And then... in his other fights, he's looked bad too, but he got the win later on when he was doing that fight where he did, the flip or something. I think it was, a Contender Series. I don't know, but anyways. Dude, he has improved so much. He went out there, lost a fight to Barcelos, and then, locked the fuck in and trained. And he was taking down Henry Cejudo and emoting on his ass. Anyways, they go back up to their feet, and then he shoots, they fight a little bit more. He shoots a double leg on him, takes him again. He takes him out again. Dude, Talbot is so good. And then round 2, they're both landing hard. They both land hard, at once. Payton drops them. But Henry Cejudo was, rolling around the ground like a roly-poly. What the fuck just happened? They start scrambling on the ground like crazy. Payton tries to submit. He tries to go for a choke. Dude, he tries to go for a choke on him, which is crazy. Henry gets on top. Henry, he was good in this fight with urgency, especially in the scrambles. He was, counting on being able to out-scramble Payton, and he was doing it some moments. He was out-scrambling him. His urgency was great. They fight, but, Payton gets back up to his feet. He gets held down for a little bit, gets back up to his feet. Dude, then just starts landing on him, headshot, body shot, uppercuts. Hurts him really bad. Spam comboing knees, uppercuts, kicks, body shots, body shots, body shots. Then he, takes Henry Cejudo, throws him to the ground. Literally throws him up against the fence. He's like, fuck you, bitch, boom, like a midget. Just throws that motherfucker. And then, dude, and then he just, and then he elbows the fuck out of his face. Boom, right in the fucking face, dude. And then, knees him really badly. He's just busting up. His eye is, busted up. Looked like Marab's nose, dude. This fight was bloody. It was great. Payton Talbot is so... His damage, he was spamming knees, elbows, body shots, uppercuts. His damage is good. When he has a hurt opponent, he knows what to do, bro. He looked great. Round 3, Payne was clinching him and then was like digging his face into the cut. He was like digging his chin and his face and his shoulder into Cejudo's cut, like doing it really aggressively. And the referee was yelling at him. I think it was Goddard yelling at him, and he was like, "Oh, watch your head, watch your head." It's like, dude, no, I love it. I love nasty, dirty fighting like that, like because it's like creative. It's like you're doing shit that most people don't think of doing. So it's like, that's nasty. And then again, it starts hurting him with body shots. Henry's trying to wrestle. Payne was just like not taking that wrestling. Like Henry was like holding his leg up. Payne was bouncing on one leg and just spamming shots to him, body shots, head shots with one leg. And then he like hits him really hard with a body shot. And at the end of the fight, they just like they're going at it like crazy the whole fight. Henry's spending most of the fight on the feet. At the end, they do a point down and they just start going at it. It wasn't the best point down. Bane's trying to do a freaking spinning wheel kick. Like, you're not Edson Barbosa. Rest in peace. But, dude, fight of the fucking year. Who do you give him? Who do you give him in the bantamweight? Oh my god, give him the loser of Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong. Give him the loser of Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong. That would be a banger no matter who it is. Oh, that's such a good fight, bro. That was fight of the fucking year. Like, insanely good fight. And this fight was this is dumb. This is a dumb fight. Because it was a draw. Also, why did it say X on decision? I got the decision right. I got the fact that it was a decision right. Anyways, Jan was landing good leg kicks at the beginning, rocking Guskov with jabs. And then Guskov rocked him like twice, but I would still give Jan the round on damage because of his really heavy leg kicks and jabs. Round 2, Guskov knocks him down, and he's knocked down. I'm like, dude, Jan's done. But then he starts defending. Guskov's doing really good on the ground and pounding him, busts him open, busts him up with a huge elbow. And I'm like, okay, Guskov's locking in. Huge elbow on him. Jan tries to go for a heel hook and fails. And then, like, he made no effort to get back up to his feet. So I'm like, what are you doing? Guskov lands a shit ton more damage. I would give that a 10-8. I actually wrote down that I'd give it a 10-8. But I didn't think the judges would give it a 10-8. Because judges never gave out 10-8s. So it's like, I actually like 10-8s as a concept. So I'm glad the judges did. I'm annoyed about the decision. But I'm glad they gave it a 10-8. Just because I like judges giving 10-8s. Anyways, yeah, round 3. Guskov is winning at first. Then, like, yeah, but then, dude, okay, Guskov is rocking him with some shots, and then Jan, like, eye pokes him. I don't know, I didn't see the replay. They never replayed it, so it may have been a punch, but it looks like he swipes his hand right in Guskov's eye. And then Guskov is just like, what the fuck, bro? He's signaling to the ref, rubbing his eye. Ref doesn't do shit. Maybe it was a punch, and they just didn't replay it, so I didn't get a chance to look at it again. But it looked like, to me, it looked like he got swiped in the eye. And then Jan starts winning after that. He's landing a bunch of strikes, pressuring. Guskov is up against the cage. Then he drops him really bad at the end of the round, and he starts like teeing off on him. Too little, too late. Could have gotten a finish if he tried harder. It looked like he was about to at one point, then he didn't. I mean, I'm glad that it was a draw just because of the concept that I'm glad the judges are giving out 10-8s because I don't think they do it enough. But one judge didn't give out the 10-8 and they gave it to Jan. So it's like, majority draw, Jan should have gotten it. No, I'm glad it should have been a draw. I actually wrote down in my notes that it should have been a draw. Feels bad for Jan, man. Feels bad for him. He keeps getting draws. There's always some bullshit going on in his fights. Like, his last fights, like, beat Rakic by an injury. Draws with Ankalaev. And it's like, that's kind of sad. Because that's another draw where I feel like... And again, the same thing. It's like Jan won rounds 1, 2, and 3. And then Ankalaev locked in the last rounds. Got a 10-8 and I think round 5. Even though I didn't watch that fight. But I think that's just what happened from what I've seen about it. Like, I read a comment about it. But... then he goes to split decision with Alex Pereira. Could have won that fight. I would say that fight's 50-50. I don't care who it went to. Could have gone either way. Then I feel like he got robbed by Carlos Ulberg. Split decision. And then he gets a draw against Guskov. Dude, feels bad, man, because he's still one of the best in the world. No, not really. I mean, this fight kind of showed that if you're making it this close with Guskov, it's like, you're not really that good. Because Carlos Ulberg, it's like, okay, he's Ulberg, because he's had some good wins. But it's like, no. It feels bad for Jan because his next fight's probably going to be his last, and he's probably going to get starched out in his next fight. But I feel bad for him just because his fights always end in just there's always weird shit going on in his fights. Like, it's either a close decision, a robbery, a draw, or like an injury or some weird shit. It's like, weird. This was crazy. This was crazy because I did not think Manuel Torres was that good. I really didn't. Dawson was looking decent, but he just didn't. Okay, Dawson got freaking slimed out by Bobby Green from a jab. So it's like obviously he's great at grappling, great at controlling you, but his biggest weakness is obviously his chin. So if you're Grant Dawson, why are you entertaining this bullshit on the feet? Did he even go for a takedown? I don't think he did. Yeah, no takedowns attempt. Oh, I guess he attempted two. Okay, maybe I just wasn't watching that fight this closely. But I feel like it's like, dude, spam wrestle. Just spam wrestle. Don't even bother fighting him on the feet, like, at all. Just spam wrestle. Because, dude, Manuel Torres just bombed him out. Knocked him the fuck out in round one. Just bombed him out and he's dead. And it's like, damn, dude. Like, I did not think Manuel Torres was that good. But, you know, gotta give it to him. Really gotta give it to him. I guess maybe I can't really dog on Dawson that much because it's like, oh, I guess he did try to grapple, but he didn't. He just failed. I guess Minotaur is just a lot better than I thought. But crazy from Dawson, though. To just, like, he's so good at grappling, but his chin is just not there. He's like that one dude, I think Phil Hawes. He just genetically doesn't have the chin for this shit. He got KO'd by a jab from Bobby Green and just bombed out by Manuel Torres. Like, kind of sad. Dude, oh my god, this fight. I predicted this shit perfectly. In my prediction video, which you should watch, by the way, I was like, Terrence McKinney's going to go out there. He's going to beat up on Chris Duncan. But Chris Duncan has the toughness to weather the storm, get him down, and submit him. And that's exactly what happened. This fight, honestly, I was saying Peyton Talbot versus Henry Cejudo was fight of the year. This was round of the year. Maybe the Ibo Aslan fight could have been round of the year as well. But this one was round of the year. McKinney goes out there like McKinney does, like crazy, pounding the shit out of Duncan. Dude, Duncan is out on his feet. He is rocking him bad. He is rocking him, bam, 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 hitting him like crazy. And then, okay, the way I was scared. I was like, oh, is Duncan cooked? Is his ass grass? But then Terrence McKinney throws a head kick. This is what let me know that Duncan was good. Duncan looks rocked. He looks like he's out on his feet. Terrence McKinney throws a head kick. Duncan perfectly throws out both hands, blocks the head kick with both arms. Perfect block to that head kick, even though he's wobbling. And at that point, I was like, dude, Duncan got it. He has it. He's blocking high kicks with both hands while being rocked. He's good. He starts throwing backhands McKinney, landing some shots, goes for a takedown. McKinney, like, wraps his leg over Duncan's head as Duncan's going for a takedown. And it's like, I never get why fighters don't go for inverted triangles. I feel like inverted triangles, like the thing that they got Jorge Masvidal with in that one fight when he was young, like, that's like the least used position compared to how often people get put in a position where they could get it. Like, I don't get why he didn't go for an inverted triangle right there when his leg was right in the spot to do it. Anyways, Duncan's getting him down. They go back to the feet. McKinney's landing a lot more. Teeing off. Then Duncan finally starts landing some good shots. They go back the distance. Then Duncan just starts cracking him at distance. Boom, boom, boom. The fight continues. They go up against the fence. Dude, he just bombs an elbow into McKinney's face. McKinney drops. He's dead. I'm like, this motherfucker's dead. Like, I think he's out. And he's on, like, 1 HP. And then Duncan is so gassed, he lands, like, 20 baby shots to his face. Like, you know what the little squeaky toy sound? That's what it sounds like. It's like, wrinkle, on his face. Like 30 of those shots, and that doesn't do anything. And McKinney is, like, on, like, 1 HP, crawling around in the ground like a half-dead zombie. He's like, please kill me. And then Duncan, he's like gassed as fuck, and he can't finish him. And eventually Duncan's like, okay, fuck this bullshit. And he gets him in a darce and just darces him out. And it's like, boom. Exactly what I said was going to happen, by the way. Literally, I perfectly predicted that shit in my predictions. Not going to brag or anything, but I kind of got that shit. This fight was interesting. Okay. My takeaway from this fight. Mark Smith, what the fuck were you doing in this fight? That was the referee, by the way, for those who don't know. What the hell was he doing in that fight? Because there was so much bullshit refereeing. Like, okay, round one, Silva gets this, like, weird takedown against Barber and immediately goes for a choke while, like, hanging off the side of her. And it's like, okay, that's creative. I like that. And she keeps going for chokes. Then eventually Barber gets up and lands like crazy ground and pound. And it's like, okay, Stu probably give it to Silva because of the chokes. It's different than the Brandon Moreno one where the choke wasn't in. But yeah, weird grappling from Silva. And then Silva's like trying to kick her while she's down on the ground. Trying to kick her. And Macy's like, what the fuck? And then this round 2, Barbara goes for a takedown. Silva gets like this weird standing guillotine. And then like falls. And then Macy's trying to like get this ground and pound off. And Silva just kicks her right square on the jaw with her heel and knocks her off. And Macy gets back up and she's like wobbling. She's like grabbing her leg, like her upper thigh is hurting. And I'm like, did she injure herself? But no, she was just wobbling because she was dizzy from getting kicked in the face while she was down. And then Mark Smith goes out there and he's like, oh, that was a glancing shot. Dude, she got kicked square in the jaw, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, Mark Smith, and he was so biased in that fight. Like, and then there's another point where he was getting onto Macy for fingers, and Macy's so nice. He would, like, get onto her for fingers. He'd be like, oh, fingers, Macy, and Macy would literally be like, sorry, and immediately correct it. Like, when do you hear a fighter say sorry to a ref and immediately correct it? Look at Mark Smith. Look at this guy. This fucking guy, bro. Does he not look like he's her, like, brother or something, or, like, her uncle? Is he, like, her long-lost uncle? Because, like, why was he being so biased? There was another point. Let's continue talking about the fight. So Macy's like, I'm dizzy, but I can still continue. It's like, girl, you have 5 minutes. You've been only sitting out 1 minute. Go out there and fight. I mean, no, don't go out there and fight. Like, wait, you're obviously dizzy. Macy's just kind of a goat for that. I don't think I've seen a fight of hers before because her last fight was like forever ago. But no, she was a goat in that fight. And then Mark Smith didn't take a point. He, like, didn't take a point, gave, like, a little bit of a warning, and, like, that was it. And it's like, I normally like him as a ref, because he's hard on back of the headshots and stuff, and, like, stuff like that. And I think he DQ'd someone over a grounded knee before, and people rarely get DQ'd. But it's like, dude, what the fuck was he doing in this fight? And so then, anyways, Barber locks in after the fight. I mean, after they restart. She immediately takes Silva down, landing insane elbows, like literally wrapped onto her back, leaning to the side and landing like down, like 12-6 elbows to the side of her face while on her back. Insane. And then starts grappling her, almost gets a banana split on her. Crazy, by the way. Then Silva finally rolls her over, gets a triangle, and then doesn't land any shots. Like a mounted triangle, doesn't land any shots. And it's like, okay, what are you doing? Really entertaining grappling from Macy Barber. I like her grappling style. She's pretty cool. Especially because she's on a 7-5 win streak. I don't know if you give her a title shot. You should probably give her one more good fight. Probably against the loser of Rose Namajunas versus Natalia Silva, which is a way better fight, by the way, than the other thing. I think I reacted to that at one point, but not the switch up. Anyways, round 3, they start grappling. Silva gets her in, like, a heel hook position. Oh, this is what happened. Silva caught her in a heel hook. Like, something that looked like it was going to be a heel hook. And then Joe Rogan's like, oh, that leg's in trouble. That leg's in trouble. Dude, literally nothing happened. Literally, she's fine. Literally, she's fine. Silva almost gets, like, another triangle. And then Barber, okay, then Barber finally gets on top, right? And then they break. They are on the feet. Silva's on the ground. Barber's, like, kicking at her. This is the thing that also pissed me off. Barber does, like, little stomps to, like, Silva's leg while her leg is, like, floating in the air, like, kicking. And she just little stomps. And Mark Smith, again, getting on to Barber. Don't stomp. Don't stomp. Bitch, Silva just kicked her in the face while she was down, and Mark Smith didn't care. And then Macy Barber's doing little stomps to Silva's leg while it's on the ground. Like, dude. Mark Smith was so biased. I swear, this man is like her uncle or something, because why were you so biased in this fight? Eventually, yeah, Barber won the round. She got better control, better ground and pound. Good for Barber. I think she's pretty cool. Give her the loser of the Silva versus Namajunas fight. This is flyweight, right? Yeah, flyweight. Oh, this fight was a banger. Okay, round 1, dude, ZM is, like, picking this guy up and, like, wrangling him like a toddler. He like, picks him up like a little brother and, like, throws him to the ground. Great grappling. Immediately tries to get a submission. And then he gets him in, like, a body triangle and starts failing a shit ton of rear naked chokes. And it's like, dude, why don't you just, like... He goes for a neck crank at one point, but it's like, I feel like he could have got the submission if he just did the neck crank instead of doing rear naked chokes. That's what I always think when they could do neck cranks. But anyways, he doesn't get it. I would give it a 10-8, but it doesn't matter because he got a finish. Second round, he stuns him with the jab. Like, Sadikov is not doing enough on the feet. Like, I don't even know what he was doing on the feet because, like, he landed, like, there was one point where it showed that he landed 2 out of 15 strikes, like, halfway into the second round, where it's like, the whole second round has been on the feet. Landed 2 out of 15 strikes. Like, are you serious? He was just not doing anything. And then ZM started grappling him. He was, like, kicking out his feet, swinging him around. Then he realized he wasn't going to get him all the way to the ground. It's like the round starts ending. ZM realizes, oh, I'm not going to be able to take him down because he has him against the fence. He's like, I'm not going to be able to take him down. What am I going to do? Charges up an elbow like a video game character, like charging up, gaining power. Boom! Just smacks him in the head. Just starts then spamming these elbows on him. And then just gets him. And, a little bit of early. Jason Hurst, like, stopped it on the ground where it maybe could have not been stopped. But I, good for ZM, dude, because that was insane. I love the fight IQ. That is good fight IQ of, hey, the round's about to be over. I know I'm not going to get this takedown. Let me just start spamming elbows because I want to do damage. Probably didn't even think I was going to KO him with that. But, dude, he charged that shit. Crazy. This fight was just kind of boring. Nothing really interesting happened. I mean, it wasn't boring in terms of strikes. It was just, like, nothing interesting happened the whole fight. I gave Ferreira round 1. More aggressive. Marvin started doing good at the end. Did some damage. But Marvin just doesn't, like, adapt enough in fights. Round 2, Marvin's landing better. Closer round. Ferreira was more clean. Wasn't really hurting him. Still couldn't rock Marvin at all. But he was hitting him really clean. But Marvin, he has his chin. Round 3, more action. Like, a lot more action that round. They were, like, kind of busting each other up that round. But, Ferreira was still just outlanding him. At one point, Marvin could have gotten a guillotine and then just didn't go for it. And it's like, dude, you're down 2 rounds. You know you're not going to knock him out. Just go for the guillotine. Worst is going to happen is you're going to mess it up and then get stuck on bottom position. Like, you're going to lose regardless. Like, go for the fucking guillotine, bro. And he wasn't swinging for a finish either. I was like, what are you doing? They gave it to him 29-28. I probably would have given Ferreira all 3 rounds. This fight made me sad because I love Edson Barbosa so much. And dude, Edson Barbosa was winning at the beginning. He goes out there, he starts landing some good leg kicks. They get in the clinch, he starts landing some hard body shots in the clinch. Nasty shots. Starts fucking up Jalen Turner. And I'm like, dude, Edson Barbosa's going to do it. He's going to get a win. And then Jalen Turner just bombs him with an elbow. And when I tell you, he sliced his face open. I think he dropped him. If I'm not mistaken, I think he dropped him with that elbow, and then he landed another shot that dropped him. And I'm like, dude, Unk is dead. And he's holding him on the ground. They eventually get back up to their feet. And I'm like, and then, dude, Edson Barbosa, he looked gassed. His face is bloody. It's like a minute or 2 into round 1. He's gassed. He's gassed as fuck. He's wobbling around like dead body. He's still landing shots. He's landing some kicks, trying to do some punches, but it's like it's only a matter of time, dude. He's gassed as fuck. It's only 2 minutes into the first round. His face is busted in half, and he's wobbling around like he's gassed. Jalen Turner starts just finishing him, just getting him, and just like getting him, and he knocks him out, and it's like, I love Edson Barbosa. He probably retired. I didn't stick around to see if he retired or not, but I love Edson Barbosa. He's one of my all-time favorites. I think he's like my 5th favorite fighter. If I have a list, I'll probably make a video about it sometime, but it's sad to see it because Jalen Turner is just like weird, and Edson Barbosa's a GOAT, but Unk is done, dude. Unk is done. He doesn't have it in him because he got one big shot and he's gassed and he's done. He was doing good in that fight too until he got bombed at the elbow, and then he's just fucked. I feel bad for him. This fight, another round 1 war, another fight of the round of the year contender. Absolutely insane. And I predicted this shit perfectly, by the way. Dude. Iwo. Okay. They immediately go into the clinch. They start kneeing each other, punching each other. They both hit each other at the same time. Iwo drops Aslan, like, badly. But then he comes back and he starts landing crazy shots against the fence. Again, starts teeing off against the fence. Like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, dude, this guy's out on his feet. Don't stop it. The ref could have stopped it at any moment at that point, by the way. He was, like, dead. He was, like, could have stopped that fight, like, 5 times. He was out on his feet genuinely, like, 5 times. But he kept firing back, kept shooting back. And then he dropped Ebo again really badly. Ebo gets back up to his feet, starts teeing off on him again. It's like, oh, he's done. And then he straight drops him again, and then ground and pound finishes him. Crazy fight. I was, like, going crazy watching this shit. I was like, oh, he got him. He's dead. No, he's back alive again. No, he's fucking him up. No, he's dead. Kill him. Like, dude, that was insane. Round of the year. Give that shit round of the year, bro. Did that win something? What fight won fight of the night? Because you could have given fight of the night to 3 of those fights, bro. Seriously? You gave it to the main event? Dude, they're millionaires. Why are you giving it to them? Give it to, like, Cejudo or Talbot or this fight or McKinney versus or Terrence McKinney versus Chris Duncan. Why are you giving it to the dude? That did not deserve fight of the night. Come on, we had crazier fights. Anyways, yeah, no, great from Ero. He's awesome, and that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I was saying in my prediction. I was like, I feel like a guy who has only round 1 KOs is gonna come out and just be too crazy for Ebo Aslan. But Ebo Aslan proved to like he met that pressure. He was getting pressured and he met it, and he was like, yeah, I can do this too, bitch. And he just got out. He just got out dogged. But yeah, no, great, crazy fight. Got this one right too. Adu Malik, literally exactly what I'm saying. Tricali is just a walking punching bag. He goes out there on the feet, does absolutely nothing. Malik just bombs him over with a double leg, immediately takes him down. He keeps transitioning between getting a choke and then bombing him with elbows, choke, elbows. And then it was just overloaded this guy's retard brain who looks like a Johnny Walker and Andrew Tate had a baby. And then just gets him with a standing guillotine, which is crazy. A lot of people don't follow standing guillotines up to the feet, but, he did it. Great from Malik. He's a GOAT. Tricali, dude, cut him from the UFC. He does not belong there. This fight was bullshit. No, it wasn't bullshit. Santos looked good. Round 1, Santos was piecing up with kicks. He rocked him bad. They head clashed as Naimov was trying to grapple. But then they went right back into position. Dude, Naimov is usually the guy that's like a kicker on the feet. Santos turned Naimov on a grappler. And Naimov just didn't look like he knew what he was doing in that fight. Because Santos just literally turned this man into a grappler. Second round, Naimov started like grapple maxing. He was like clinching him up against the fence. And I was like, that's how you know it's bad. Because like, why are you turning this guy into a grappler? And then Santos is funny. He started slapping this motherfucker on the back. Like, boom, 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 boom. Like, slapping him on the back from the clinch. Which is actually kind of interesting. Because it's like, you can't really generate enough force to like do a lot of like internal damage when you're punching someone in the back from the clinch. But slaps, you can generate some sting on slaps to like hurt someone's skin, like some external damage. You could hurt, like, you're not gonna be able to like hurt him and like knock the air out of them or like hit him in like an organ or something and like actually like do some damage from that. But slapping them on the skin, on like the back, that's gonna sting like a bitch. Like, that's not gonna knock someone out. That's not gonna like hurt them to the body, but that's gonna sting like a bitch. So he just starts slapping. He's like looking at the crowd, and he's like charging his hand up and then slapping him. And it's like, okay, you know what? I didn't really like this guy because he robbed Francis Marshall, but then no, I fucking like this guy now. And I would have been mad that I got my pick wrong, but honestly, he was funny in that fight. He was just slapping him in the back, and it's like, okay, that's kind of funny. I wrote in my notes, goading behavior. Then he just, got on the feet, started hitting with big leg kicks. Good takedown of Fitz from Santos. Naimov was just not getting them. Round 3. Oh, then round 3, he comes out and just bombs him out just knocks him the fuck out immediately. I forgot. I thought this went to decision. Dude, this card was insane. Finish. Round 1 finish. Round 1 finish. Round 1 finish. Boring losers. Amazing finish. Pretty entertaining fight for a women's MMA. Crazy fight. Round 1 finish. Boring bullshit. Fight of the year contender. Decent fight with a finish. This one was kind of sad, but, round 1 finish from Van, new champion. This was a good fight. This was a really good fight, but I don't think it should have got fight that night, especially when we had, like, these 2 bangers on here. These 3, the Peyton Talbot and Henry Cejudo one should have, was a better fight than this, by the way. But crazy. Dude, Merab always looks like he's chewing gum when he's fighting. I don't really know what Merab's doing. I like Merab. I used to not really like him, but I started liking him, especially with the activity. It's sad because we're not going to get 4 title fights a year from Jan. How often does Jan even fight, bro? How often does Jan fight, actually? That's a good question. He fought twice this year, twice in 2024, twice in 2023. Dude, this guy fights 2 times a year. Seriously? You're fighting 2 times a year? And then look at Merab for reference. 4 fights in 2025. Only 2 in 2024. Only 1 in 2023. 1 fight. Okay. I guess he just decided randomly that he wanted to lock in 2025 because he actually wasn't fighting that often before that. I guess this, after the Aldo fight, he was kind of just permanently waiting for a title shot. But I feel bad for Merab because I really like Merab, especially the activity. That's what I value the most in a fighter, actually. But yeah, no, crazy fights. Give fight of the night to Talbot and Cejudo. Give a bonus to Duncan and Iwo. Sucks Reds and Barbosa. Run Tatsuro Terra versus Van and March. And yeah. Pantoja's never fighting again. Mark my words. Unk is done. That was a nasty break. Unk is done, bro. Yeah. Alright. Well, if y'all like the video, go ahead and subscribe, guys. Yeah. I did decent on picks. I got like a little bit more than half, which is decent. So, yeah. Bye-bye, guys.